what the black man and woman needs to know about the nation, about the world, about themselves. Muhammad Speaks It. To order your 12-issue subscription to Muhammad Speaks newspaper, 313-371-7033. 313-371-7033.
Kareem Bean Pie is the grand champion of all bean pies. The rich flavor and smooth texture takes this pie to a whole new level of delicious. One bite and you'll understand why people all over the country call daily to order Kareem Bean Pie. 313-371-7033. That's 313-371-7033. Kareem Bean Pie.
This bean pie is delicious.
Muhammad Speaks presents Messenger Elijah Muhammad's Teachings by Minister Khalil Shabazz every Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. at Muhammad's Temple of Islam, 12609 East McNichols Road in Detroit.
Brothers and sisters, we rise for prayer. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Soul Master's Day of Judgment in which we now live. Thee alone do we serve, and Thee alone seek for Thine help and aid. O Allah, please guide us on the right path, path of those upon whom Thou bestow Thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom Thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard Thy teachings. Say He, Allah is one God. Allah is He of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is He begotten, there is none like Him. And I bear witness that none is to be served, worship, or praise besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is that true servant and last apostle. Ameen. We'd like to acknowledge the brothers and sisters that extended us the greetings of Assalamu Alaikum. We have Sister Hala Brooks of California. We have Captain Hakeem and the believers in Richmond. We have Brother Mustafa and Sister Sharice Ali in Ohio. I'd like to say in the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, and in the name of his last and greatest messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, I'd like to greet the brothers and sisters with the Nation of Islam's greeting words of peace of Assalamu Alaikum. Today we'd like to talk about W.D. Farad, the Good Samaritan. This topic was inspired by the debate I had with Captain Tazariyat yesterday. It was very interesting to see how spook worshipers perceive reality. Because the topic is Allah and Yahweh the same God in the Bible and the Quran? When you show example, just like in this parable of the Good Samaritan, let's read the parable. Jesus was talking to a lawyer, and the lawyer was asking him, what can he do to be, saved and go to heaven? So Jesus was telling him to follow the law. So the lawyer was running down the law. So when they got to the part that says, love your neighbor as yourself. So the lawyer asked Jesus, who is my neighbor? This is what Jesus said. He said, and this comes from Luke 10, 25 through 37. This verse 30. Jesus said, and a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment and wounded him and departed, leaving him half dead. So Jesus is explaining to this lawyer what a good Samaritan is. So he gives him the example of a person who walking from Jerusalem to Jericho, because he didn't name a person. He didn't say who the person was, but he gave him some characteristics of a person walking from Jerusalem to Jericho. He said, and he fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment and wounded him and departed, leaving him half dead. So Jesus said, and by chance there came down a certain priest that way. And when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. So Jesus is giving him an analogy to show him what a good Samaritan. Now he's not telling him who the good Samaritan is, who the person is that's walking from Jericho to Jerusalem, but he's giving him certain characteristics and qualities of this person to show what a good Samaritan is. So the first person saw this person half dead and walked past. Then Jesus goes on. He says, and likewise, a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him and passed by on the other side. He said, but a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came to where he was. So now he's telling them, he ain't saying who the good Samaritan is. He's just giving them characteristics. He showed how this man was just walking from Jerusalem to Jericho. He fell among thieves. Thieves messed him up, left him half dead. The priest walked by. The Levite walked by. But the good Samaritan came to where he was. Then he said, when he saw him, he had compassion on him and went to him and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and setting him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him. And on the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence, and gave them to the host, and said unto him, take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee. So then Jesus said, which now of these 3 thinkest thou was a neighbor unto him that fell among thieves? So he asking this person, out of these characteristics that I gave you, who the one, the good Samaritan? So when we say Master Farad Muhammad is the good Samaritan, he fits the characteristics of the good Samaritan. The black man fell among thieves. We wasn't walking from Jerusalem to Jericho, but we fell among thieves. And these thieves, it says, fell among thieves which stripped him of his raiment and wounded him and departed, leaving him half dead. That's the black man. Yes. The white man leaves us half dead. Then it said, and a certain came down, then by chance, there came down a certain priest that way. And when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. That's that Christian preacher. They saw the condition of the black man and they walked right on past. That's right. Then it says, and likewise, a Levite. Messengers say the Levite represents the Jew. Just like the Christian. The Jew saw the black man's condition and walked on by. But then it says, by certain a good Samaritan as he journeyed. Messengers say Master Farad Muhammad came in and out of America for 20 years before he made himself known to us. That's right. He said that Master Farad Muhammad, in his search for us, went to every known civilization on the planet. So the messenger said, July 4th, 1930, that's when Master Farad Muhammad made himself known to us. So we was a people who was half dead. The Jews walked by. The Christians walked by. But God came. He came in person. He came seeking to save that which is lost. Just like this Samaritan. It says, but a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came to where he was. And when he saw him, he had compassion on him. Master Farad Muhammad, when he seen the condition, he had compassion on the black man. Messenger said Master Farad Muhammad would go door to door in the black community in Black Bottom, Detroit. Messenger said he was taking orders for tailor-made suits. That was Master Farad. He didn't walk past the black man. He had compassion. So he would go into the black man's homes and teach the black man about his people from the east. Telling you from the east. Your people is a righteous and holy people. That's what he's telling to a half-dead black man and woman. So then it goes on. And went to him and bound up his wounds, poured in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn and took care of him. That's Master Farad Muhammad. Yes. He took care of us. He gave us a teaching that resurrected the half-dead, mentally dead black man. That was Master Farad Muhammad. Yes, he took care of us. He didn't leave us. Because when it goes on to say, it says, and on the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence and gave them to a host and said unto him, take care of him. And whatsoever thou spendest more when I come again, I will repay thee. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad represents that host. He said, take care of him. Whatever you spend more than these 2 pence, when I return, I'll repay thee. That's Master Farad Muhammad and the messenger. Yes. So after Jesus gave him these characteristics, he said, which now of these 3 thinkest thou was the neighbor unto him that fell among thieves? So when you look at Master Farad Muhammad and you see what has happened to the black man and you see what he did for us, who is the Good Samaritan? Does he fit the characteristics of a Good Samaritan? Because Jesus didn't tell him this person is a Good Samaritan. He just gave him a scenario. He said if this person fell among these people and he left him half dead, this person walked past, that person walked past, but this person, he don't walk past. He has compassion. Not only do he have compassion and take care of them, he gives some money to a host at an inn. And further say, take care because I got to go. I can't stay here with it. But what I want you to take care. Here goes some money. Take care of them till I come back. And when I come back, whatever you spent more than this, I give back to you. That's Master Farad Muhammad. But the messenger, he taught us in our lessons that the black man is a spook worshiper. We believe in something that do not exist. So in our Lost Found Muslim lesson, we asked the question, who is that mystery God? It says there is not a mystery God. The Son of Man has searched for that mystery God for trillions of years and was unable to find a mystery God. So they have agreed that the only God is the Son of Man. So they lose no time searching for that does not exist. That's the black man. For trillions of years, we search for this spook. Where is the spook? What does spook look like? How can the spook help us? But for trillions of years, the messenger said, we searched for him. Couldn't find him. So the messengers say we lose no more time searching for that which does not exist. It's the same when we talking about the Good Samaritan. We searched for a spook to be the Good Samaritan for years. We've been in the white man's hands looking for Jesus for 400 years. But Master Farad Muhammad came. He showed compassion on us. He did everything for us that they say the spook did for them people in the Bible. So we waste no more time searching for that does not exist. So the messenger goes on. He says, will you sit at home and wait for that mystery God to bring you food? The answer is emphatically no. Me and my people who have been lost from home for 379 years have tried this so-called mystery God for bread, clothing, and a home. And we receive nothing but hard times, hunger, naked, and out of doors. Also was beaten, killed by the ones who advocated that kind of a God. And no relief came to us until the Son of Man came to our aid by the name of Prophet W.D. Farad. So we as Muslims in the Nation of Islam, we don't look for a mystery God. We don't look for a spirit and a spook. Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us. He said the white man wrote the Bible to hide the truth from the black man. Because the messenger said the whole of the Bible is talking about the coming of the Son of Man. That's what we got to understand when we read the stories in the Bible. Because just like in the story or the characteristic that Jesus gave, he didn't tell them who the Good Samaritan was. He just said, what do you think? If you got a person who half dead, if this person walked past him, is that a Good Samaritan? No. If you got another person walk past, is he a good? No. But you got this person who showed compassion for him. Is he a? Yes. So when we read in the Bible talks about Jehovah. It said Jehovah came to Moses in a burning bush. It said Moses was under Pharaoh as a slave for 400 years. It says that Moses saw God and spoke to him face to face. So when the messenger tell us that he saw God and he spoke to God face to face for 3.5 years, that's a similarity to the story of Moses. Then in the Bible it talks about how Moses wasn't eloquent in his speech. That's another clue in the story. Because the messenger wasn't eloquent in speech. Another clue. Because all the story is telling us is about the coming of the Son of Man. That's the whole purpose of the story is to say, just like with Jehovah and Moses, the same gonna happen on the coming of the Son of Man. Yes. So then Moses has Aaron. Aaron was Moses' assistant, just like the messenger had assistants. But my favorite part of the story of Moses is when Moses died. Because that's the part we can mostly relate to. Because we never saw the message. We never saw his errands. We never saw him stick his rod in some water and part the Red Sea. We didn't see all that. But when Moses died, God told Joshua, he said, I didn't know none of you like I knew Moses, even though I'm speaking to you now. Because Moses was the only one that I spoke to face. So even though Moses is dead, all you can do is tell the people what Moses said. That's my favorite part. Because it's the same with the messenger. He no longer with us. He no longer among us. But he was the one who spoke to God face to face. But the problem that we have, as the messenger said, this comes from the May 17th, 1968, Pittsburgh Carrier. The messenger says, he says, for thousands of years, the people that did not have the knowledge of the person or reality of God worship their own ideas of God. And he has been made like many things other than what he really is. That's our problem today. We have no knowledge of the person or reality of God. So what we worship is our own ideas. We don't worship God. We get these little feelings we get from reading the Bible or what we think we know. And from that feeling, we develop an idea. I think God like this. I think God like that. Just a spook worshiper. Worshiping your own ideas. So the messenger goes on. He says the Christians do not believe in God as being a human being, yet they believe in him as being the father of all human beings. That's a good point. Yeah. All the spook worshipers say they believe in the Bible. They believe in Jehovah. They believe in Moses. But you don't believe in the messenger. The messenger say to Christians, they don't believe in God. He said they do not believe in God as being a human, yet they believe in him as being the father of all human beings. They also refer to God as he, him, man, king, and the root. They teach that God sees, hears, talks, walks, stands, sits, and flies. Also that he grieves or sorrows, and that he is interested in the affairs of human beings. That's spook worshipers. Just like Jesus with the Good Samaritan. You will see a Good Samaritan. And just because it don't fit your idea of the spook, you overlook the Good Samaritan. You will see God in your face. The Bible says he walks, he talks, he sits, he eats. He is interested in the affairs of human beings, but you see him and no, that ain't because your idea. We believe in a spook, and we worship in our own ideas. So the messenger goes on. He says they also teach that once upon a time, he made the first man like himself, in the image and likeness of himself. But yet, they believe that he himself is not a man or human. They preach and prophesy of his coming, and that he will be seen on the judgment day, but is not a man. They cannot tell us what he looks like, yet man is made like him, and in the image of God, and yet they still say that he is a mystery. That's the spook worship. You can't win with the spook worship. Just how it is. That's what I learned yesterday. You can't win with a spook worship. They say, I believe in God. They say God is interested in our affairs. They see every God in the Bible was walking. Every God in the Bible was talking. Every God in the Bible made himself known, but when Master Farad Muhammad come, make himself known to the message. Do the same thing with us that Jehovah did. All the rest. No, that ain't God, though. That's a spook worship. Yes. Spook worshipers, not just Israelites and Christians. Muslim spook worshipers, too. Yeah. Had Muslims come in there, talking the spooky talk. But when you go to the Holy Quran, chapter 55, verse 27, it says, and there endures forever the person of thy Lord. That's what the Holy Quran. But we believe in a spook. We worship our own ideas. We don't have the knowledge of the person or reality of God. So even when we see that, we go make it spooky. When you look up person, the definition. Person means a human being regarded as an individual. A human being. But since we have no knowledge of the person or reality of God, we worship our own ideas of God. We are seeing our face the Holy Scriptures. Talk about God being a man. Talk about this man coming to a people. But since we believe in a spook, we make it spooky. Then another part of the Holy Quran. Because in Maulana Muhammad Ali, this is where I got chapter 55, verse 27. It says, the person of thy Lord. But when you go to another part that talks about the face of Allah, Maulana Muhammad Ali don't translate it into face. But Yusuf Ali does. It's chapter 2, 115. It says, to Allah belong the east and the west. Whithersoever ye turn, there is Allah's countenance. For Allah is all-embracing, all-knowing. He used countenance because he's still a spook worshiper. Because I read how the messenger broke down Yusuf Ali. I was amazed. Third grade education man breaking down a Scott by the words he chose. Because they believe in a spook. So they can't accept the fact that it ain't a man. So instead of saying face, he say countenance. What does countenance mean? A person's face or facial features. You can't. The revelation coming. It say what it say, but you believe in a spook. You got your spooky idea. You can't accept the fact Allah is a man. Because the biggest thing they gonna have to accept is if Allah is a man, what man is he? That's the big, because if they knew that Allah was a man like them, they would love to say, he a man. Look what the Quran said. But since if Allah is a man, he can't be a man like me. And I know he can't be a nigga, so I can't accept. God is a man. So instead of saying face, he says continents. But then we go to chapter 28, verse 88. It says, and call not besides Allah on another God. There is no God but he. Everything that exists will perish, except his own face. To him belongs a command, and to him will ye all be brought back. Sometimes it get to the point where you can't spook it. You just got to put face. That's how Allah. Sometimes it gets to the point that the truth gets so raw that you can't spook it. You just got to put face. Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us about the person or reality of God. The first way he taught us about the person or reality of God, he asked us, who is the original man? The original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, and the God of the universe. That's how the messenger first began to teach us about the reality of God. Because the messenger says, once you know yourself, then you will understand God. So the messenger told us that the first man is a black man. Yes. That first man who is a black man is the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, and the God of the universe. He taught us that the black man been on this planet for trillions of years. Yes. But the messenger said, the scientists went to the root of civilization and they saw a man that would be born with the determined idea to make a people to rule the black man. They said 8,400 years before he was born, they knew that he would have a determined idea. His determined idea was to make a people to rule the black man. So the messenger says that Yaqub's idea in making his people was to put the black man to sleep. Because the messenger said two gods cannot rule at the same time. So he taught us that all of the prophets was prophesying of the coming of the Son of Man. That's what all the stories in the Bible is talking about. Because Jesus said, as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. Because the messenger said, Yaqub's crafted devil made a completely new civilization that was different from the black man's civilization. He said he made a civilization that was wicked and evil. He said the black man never lived in a wicked and evil civilization. But that was the civilization that the white man built. He also said that the white man would rule the black man under a science called trick knowledge. He said that is the science of tricks and lies. So the messenger said that all of the prophets could not come with straight truth. He said they had to put it under signs and symbols. Yeah. So for 6,000 years, we never knew the straight truth. All we knew was the sign and the symbol. Because the messenger said that the real truth would not be revealed to them. So the messenger said that God came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. He said Master Farad Muhammad is that long-awaited Savior. He said he is the Messiah of the Christians and the Mahdi of the Muslims. That's right. Because everybody from their scriptures is waiting for the Messiah or is waiting for the Mahdi. But they don't know who he is. They've been believing the signs and the symbols. So they won't respect or won't believe the person or reality of God, even though they see it in their face. So in the Bible, the messenger said, it talks about the black man under many symbols. Yes. One of the symbols that it talks about the black man often is being dead. Yes. That's one of the main symbols. That the black man is dead. But there will be what they call a resurrection. A resurrection of the dead. But we didn't know that it's not talking about a physical death. It's talking about a mental death. Right. Because the black man in America is mentally dead. The black man in America has been robbed of a knowledge of self. Yes. So the messenger taught us that one of the symbolic names for the black man in the Bible is Lazarus. Yes. That's one of our names. So the messenger said in the story, Mary and Martha's brother had died, so they say. So they came to get Jesus. And Jesus resurrected Lazarus from the grave. But the messenger say if you read the story, because the story is under signs and symbols. Yes. He said Lazarus wasn't physically dead. And I can still remember the time I first got the breakdown. Couldn't believe it. All these years I believed in the sign and the symbol. Didn't know that's talking about the black man. So the messenger said, when you read in the story, it says that Lazarus had a napkin over his eyes. That shows you the power and the wisdom of the white man. He is a master at the science called trick knowledge. So it talks about Lazarus having a napkin over his eyes and his hands and feet were bound. Messenger say if he was dead, why would you put a napkin over his eyes? If he's dead, why would you bound his hands and feet? You don't have to do that to a physically dead person. Right. And that be the thing when you reading the messenger. You can't just read it like you read a normal book. Tell it. You got to put it down and let it absorb. Tell him. Once you listen, sometimes you got to stop. Or the tape could still be playing and you just stop like, wow. Yeah. He's still talking. You don't even hear him. You just, that one part you just still, wow. Yeah. All these years. I ain't even think about that. So the messenger said, when Jesus came to Lazarus, all he told him was to get up. And Lazarus just got up and walked out of the grave. The messenger said that's symbolic for him. Master Farad Muhammad is the God. The messenger is his message. But he is mentally resurrecting the dead. Yes. Then when I heard the messenger break down Jesus on the cross, that one got me too. He talked about Jesus was nailed with his hands and his feet. And he had a crown of thorns on his head. He talked about how the crown of thorns mean Jesus didn't have the knowledge of self. I'm like, wow, didn't know that. Said that his hands and feet were nailed to Christianity. That was the messenger. That's why the Holy Quran say Jesus was not crucified. It said Jesus was a sign. So the messenger also taught us about how it said Jesus gave sight to the blind. That's what the messenger did. You had 50 million black people in America calling themselves Negroes, calling themselves colored people, calling themselves Jenkins, Jackson, Jones, and Culpeper. But the messenger, little Elijah, gave sight to the blind. We forget about that. We just so smart niggas now, we don't really realize how we've been mentally resurrected, even though we still in the mud. But we've been resurrected. The problem now is we reject the truth. Yes. And we fight against our own salvation. That's the truth. That's the problem. Black man been resurrected. He know the truth. But he want to take the truth and add lies to the truth. That's the problem. Because the messenger is the one who mentally resurrected the black man. And that's why I love the messenger's history. Because you can't change his history. The way you really see the messenger is when you go back in between that time when we first started waking up. That's what I like. Round about 66. 1966 is when the black man first started shaking off them slave clothes. He started to accept black a little bit. He started making a little noise in them colleges. They first started giving Dr. King a little bit more hell, like why we keep turning our other cheek. First start seeing the black man say, I'm black and I'm proud. That's when you could see the resurrecting power of the messenger. When you saw the black man giving the messenger his props. Black people who weren't Muslims like Stokely Carmichael that say we need to go listen to Mr. Muhammad. He is the one who teaching us about black. They wasn't ashamed to talk about the messenger. But now since we've been fully awakened, it seemed like the black man hate the messenger. And this is what the messenger said. He said, you should be happy that Allah came himself and raised a messenger for you. But he said that don't happen.
Enjoying the show? Help keep us on the air. 313-371-7033. That's 313-371-7033 to make a donation.
He said, but what happens is they get jealous. He said, because everybody wish that Allah chose them. That's what it is. The problem is not the black man don't know the truth. The problem is when the black man realizes it is the truth. He been in love with the lies so long. I love being a Jew. I love thinking I'm better than other black people. I love looking down on these niggas. So now that you know the messenger taught the truth, you hate the messenger. I like being a Christian. I love being a hog eater. So you take some of the messenger's teachings and add it to Christianity. But then you hate the messenger. I love being a Pan-Africanist and a revolutionary. But I take some of the messenger's teachings added to my thing, but I hate the messenger. So this is why the messenger had resurrecting work, but don't nobody know nothing about it. But you done heard people say we need to do for self. You need to learn how to eat to live. Black people need to build up their businesses in their community. That's all the stuff the messenger taught. Because there was a good Samaritan who came from the east and had compassion on the black man. Instead of us accepting him, we so black, we so wise. He was a white man. You used to love the white man so much, you would let your wife go cook and clean in his house. Niggas didn't have no objections to that. Niggas didn't have no objections to now your wife is being a mother to the white man's children. Nigga didn't say a word. Nigga, your wife got to ride the bus to go to the white man's house. Then she couldn't even use the white man's bathroom as his house. She got to go outside to the outhouse. After she cooking and cleaning. Then she get off work. From working all day with the white man and got to come home and cook and clean in her own house. But that first win, as they say, she giving it to the white man. Your children going to the school of the white man. Learning how to be inferior. Nigga didn't have no objection to that. White man would punch a black woman in her face in front of black men. Ku Klux Klan would ride around, just pick out any black woman to rape. Any random. What the black man do? Not a thing. But when the messenger taught us that Master Farad, Muhammad's father, knew that he would not be successful as a solid black man in a solid white country, because he taught us that Master Farad Muhammad was born to save the black man. So he said, since Master Farad Muhammad's father saw, I'm not going to be successful in America if I go myself, because I'm too dark. These devils got so much control over these niggas, they watch every move they make. They trail behind the truth teacher everywhere he go. So I won't be successful. So the messenger said, Master Farad Muhammad's father said, I will make me a son. Make me a son. Looking like he wanted him. But he really one of us. That's what the messenger taught. So the messenger said that Master Farad Muhammad's father went into the hills and got himself a white wife. Then they produced Master Farad Muhammad. Then Master Farad Muhammad came. The wisdom that we respect so much that the messenger had, he got from him. Because we try to X out Master Farad Muhammad. Because a lot of times Muslims is ashamed. Niggas didn't got so black. First time they see, oh, he a white man. That's what you say. Messenger the one who saw him and met him. All them teachings you stealing, nigga, you got from him. Yes. You can take his teachings and accept them well. But oh, he was a white man. The only reason why you know you black, nigga, is because of him. Yes. You used to be a Negro Jew. That's what the white man used to call. Right. You used to lick his boots. You didn't recite the Bible. You was a Torah carrying nigga. Yes. Nigga wouldn't even carry the book. Nigga carried the Torah scrolls with the white man. Now the nigga so black. Now the nigga know the Bible frontwards and backwards. Now the nigga telling us, oh, your God is a white man. But the messenger, by himself, he wrote articles saying the white racist false claim to divinity. He was the one who taught us that not only are we black, but we divine. That's what didn't no bootlicking nigga Jew teach us that. The messenger did. Right. And he always said, I'm teaching you what he taught me. That's right. He would always say, according to what I've been taught by God in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. Even when the messenger gave us how to live, it says from God in person. Yeah. That's the one thing that I love about that's what gives me confidence in Master Farad Muhammad.
Yes.
The confidence I saw the messenger had. He would sit there just as calm, listen to Cup talk crazy. Well, that's what he told me. Take it or leave it. He didn't care what Cup. I got my Bible from you, Mr. Cup. That's what the prophets say, Mr. Cup. Take it or leave it. That's how I try to be.
Yes.
You spook worshiping niggas can take it or leave it. God came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. Messengers say he the Jehovah of the Bible. Since the messenger said, I say it too.
That's right.
Stand strong
Yes.
with the spook worshipers.
Yes.
That Jehovah you talk, that's Master that's how I really wanted to go. But the messenger said, give the babies milk. So I know it's a lot of brothers out there that's listening, so I didn't just outright tell the nigga that Jehovah in the Bible is really Master Farad Muhammad.
Right.
That Jesus is Master Farad Muhammad. But yet and still, God came to us. We have something to be happy about.
That's right.
Something to be proud about. Because our God thought us as much of us as Jehovah thought of the children of Israel. Master Farad Muhammad thought so much of us that he is our good Samaritan.
Yes.
He came 9,000 miles. When the Christian preacher walked past, when the Jewish rabbi walked past, but the good Samaritan came to where we was, had compassion on us, so that we was half dead. He didn't leave us, because he was still on a journey. He got to destroy this wicked world. But he went and took us to an inn. An inn mean a hotel or a motel. Somewhere where we can get up off the street.
Right.
He told the host, gave him some money, and say, take care of him. That's the messenger. The messenger took care of us. This the part that got me choked up last week. The messenger told Brother Ahmad, just thinking about it sometimes just touched your heart.
Yes.
Because the messenger was that host, that Master Farad, take care of him. So the messenger, knowing that the nation was going to fall, he knew about all these hypocrites. But he said that him and our lives one. He said he is as close to our lives as jugular vein. So just like that good Samaritan has compassion on us, the messenger had compassion.
Yes, it did.
So him knowing all of this. And that's one thing I thought about yesterday or through the week. The messenger had to know who he was telling. What if he'd have told Farrakhan? What if he told that hypocrite, look, hypocrite, save all my papers. Oh, yes, dear holy apostle, yes, sir. Nigga, take them home and burn them up.
Yes.
So the messenger loving us, and we ain't even born. I wasn't born till 1978. 3 years after, and then I didn't even become a Muslim till 2006. But the messenger was thinking about that little group.
Yes.
That's the messenger. And just thinking about that last week, I just couldn't take it.
Yes. Yes.
A man that got love for you, you ain't even born. Got love for you, and it's going to be years before you accept his teachings. But it's going to be a little group.
That's right.
They going to need it.
Yes. That's important.
I ain't talking about 50 mil. No, that little group,
Yes.
they going to need it.
Yes.
So you say these papers for them.
That's right. Great. Thank you a lot.
That's the message. Now, I'm not saying we that little group like excluding nobody. I'm just saying Messengers say it's going to be a small group.
Yes.
Whether that's us or whether that's people abroad. I'm not excluding nobody. But the messenger knew. He said, cherish these articles.
Yes.
He said, because in them is your life. He knew it was going to be a small group. It's a bunch of hypocrites, disbelievers. But it's going to be a small group. Among all these hypocrites, disbelievers, and spook worshipers, who going to hold to my word the same way they would have held to it if they heard me say it out my mouth.
That's right.
I want to be in that little group. Take the teachings of the messenger and stand strong like that's what the messenger said.
That's right, brother.
Care what you spook worshipers talking about. That's what he said. You niggas can take it or leave it. Just like you niggas
Yes.
can take it or leave it.
Yes, sir.
That's how I get down. Maybe you don't, but I see these niggas as niggas. Niggas is against the message. Niggas want to fight the message. Niggas want to humiliate and destroy the messenger even in his death. So I see these niggas as niggas.
Yes.
Ain't none of these niggas our friends. The messenger said, he said, you better be careful in who you call your friends in this day.
That's right.
We don't even understand that. Your friend can drag you down. That's what the messenger I was reading, he was talking about a dragon. He said that the dragon really means somebody that drags you down. You on the right path, but that dragon drag you right back down to the mud. That's a dragon. Your friend could be a dragon. You a strong believer in a messenger, but your friend a disbeliever. Why you do this? Now, in the beginning, if a person's sincere, you got a friend, you just accept. They don't understand. Okay, I can get the why y'all do. But after a while, it's like, look, nigga, that's because that's what I do.
Right.
You ain't asking all, you ain't going to these homosexuals like, why you do that?
Right.
Why you got this flag in your car? You accept them. But when they don't accept you, because the dragon gonna act sincere. Why y'all don't eat pork? Why y'all don't go here? Why you don't accept what I do? That's what you should ask your friend. Why you don't just accept me for who I am? I don't do like you do. You see how what I do benefits me? Why you keep asking me why I do what I do?
Right.
Because that ain't your friend. That's a dragon. Messenger talks about a hypocrite. He said the hypocrite tries to get next to the believer.
That's right.
He said the hypocrite tries to win your confidence. That's why you got to be careful. Your friend could be a hypocrite. Because hypocrites want to make you be an enemy to Allah and the messenger like them.
Yes.
That's why you got to listen to what people say. Don't take it light. In your mind, if it make like, why he say that? That's your defense. If he keep on saying something wrong with him, he's sounding like a hypocrite.
Right.
Because the messenger gave us characteristics of a hypocrite.
Yes.
We should read it. Because there's characteristics of hypocrites. People who say they love the messenger, but you don't practice what the messenger taught Muslims to practice. Somebody like Shahrazad, I ain't talked about her in a while. She has characteristics of a hypocrite.
Yes.
If you love the messenger, why you don't dress like the messenger taught us to dress?
Right.
If you love the messenger, why you don't take what the messenger taught you to help another sister?
Right.
That's a characteristic of a hypocrite.
Right.
Because hypocrites try to get next to you to win your confidence.
Yes.
Just to drag you right back down to the mud. So you can be like them. So you can wear lipstick. You can wear all the funny clothes. You can hate your sister. You can think you better. That's what a hypocrite want to do. So they get next to you like, hey, sister, yeah, the most honorable I behind. But when they leave the temple, they got lipstick and makeup on. They got these funny clothes on. Characteristics of a hypocrite. Farad, big hypocrite. He want to make you hate Allah and the messenger like he do.
Yes. Yes.
So the hypocrite, he want all their confidence. So he get among them and say, you know what? Why did Elijah Muhammad say Master Farad Muhammad's name wrong? That's a hypocrite. This hypocrite ain't never saw Master Farad Muhammad. Maybe Master Farad, because I'm not saying the messenger said his name wrong, but we entertaining the nonsense. Let's say you supposed to say Master Farad Muhammad's name like this hypocrite said. What did Master Farad Muhammad say? I know that's how you supposed to say, but I want you to tell them Farad. How this hypocrite don't know that? You wasn't there.
Right.
You wasn't there when the messenger was with him face to face. The messenger said it was like he was in jail. Night and day.
Right.
Farad wasn't there. Farad, only thing he know about Master Farad Muhammad is what the messenger taught.
That's right.
But that's what happened with hypocrites. They get next to you to win your confidence. This hypocrite say he coming back to rebuild the work of the messenger. How you gonna rebuild it when you help destroy it? That's number one, a hypocrite.
Yeah.
But they get next to you. Oh, I didn't know I was going through a thing, you know what I'm saying? But I realized now, I was wrong. So when the hypocrite see he got you, now he introduced Scientology to you. Then he started talking about, what about Master Farad Muhammad's mother? She was white. He didn't hate her. That's hypocrites.
Yes.
Farad, the best hypocrite to watch. You learn a lot about a hypocrite. He always sneak this in the messenger.
Yes.
He only talk about the messenger to make you think the messenger chose him.
Yes.
He don't never tell you the history of the messenger. He never tell you the struggles of the messenger. He never tell you how the messenger was on the run, how the messenger went to prison, all the hell the messenger had caught to build what he built. All that hypocrite do is use the messenger to win your confidence.
Yes.
That's a hypocrite. Then you got the disbeliever. Them disbelieving Israelites. I get into it with them all the time online. So when it get hot, the niggas always say, we still your, nigga, you ain't my brother. You brothers to Farrakhan. Nigga, you my enemy. That's what you is to me, nigga. Don't get it twisted. Nobody who hates the messenger is my, I don't care how black you is. I don't care how much you pretending like you love the black man. Because if you a Muslim and you believe in Master Farad Muhammad, God only chooses one.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to get through to the spook worship. God only chooses one
Right.
for a whole nation.
Yes.
It ain't 2 and 3. It ain't 5 and 6. It's only one. Even when Moses died, it's only one.
Yes.
I chose him. Even in his death, you still follow what I told him. That's with Master Farad Muhammad.
Right.
He only chose one. He only gave one the truth. He only taught one how the black man can be qualified to see the hereafter. So if you against him, you against all 50 million black people in America. If you against the messenger, you fighting against your own salvation.
Yes.
That kind of nigga ain't my brother. That kind of nigga might be my brother by the flesh. But me, he my enemy by circumstance. I ain't ashamed to say them niggas is my enemy. I want everybody. Don't bring them around me with the brother talk. No. Nigga, you hate the messenger, nigga, we hate you.
Right.
You just ain't felt it yet because we still a small group.
Yes, sir.
Niggas ain't felt it yet. They just hearing it. Because we a small group. But we ain't gonna be a small group forever.
That's right.
They asked Malcolm one time. They said they talked about how the messenger's Nation of Islam was just growing so fast. So Malcolm gave him a good analogy. He talked about a farmer that plants a seed. He talked about how when you plant that seed down in the ground and you put water on it, you don't see what's happening under the ground. But it's stuff happening under the ground that you don't see. You don't see it until it bursts out from outside of the wall or the ground. He said Elijah Muhammad been planting seeds all over this country.
Yes.
He said this is the right season where you seeing it grow. Same with us. We planting seeds.
Yes.
Devil got it where you can be on YouTube talking to people all over the world. We plant seeds.
Teach, Brother Minister.
One day these niggas who hate the messenger gonna see a sycamore tree right in front of them niggas' face. Nigga gonna say, I ain't know. Nigga, somebody planted that tree before you was born, nigga.
Right.
You just now see the tree. You ain't see what was happening under the ground when you talking against the messenger. You just see the tree now in your face. The messenger talking about Islam. He said Islam is like a cancer that grows in the hypocrite and disbeliever's body. He said they don't know it's there till it overtakes them. I want to be with that cancer.
Yes.
I be listening to these niggas disrespect the messenger and you keep you cool, but it makes you mad.
Yes.
Niggas who ain't got nothing. Niggas who ain't doing, niggas who still savages. Dirty big beard wearing pot belly nigga talking against the messenger of God. You don't like to hear it. But all we can do now is just plant the seeds.
Yes.
We gotta sit here patiently listening to a dirty beard wearing pot belly nigga talk against the message. But as that farmer, you know your seeds gonna grow one day. That's what we know.
That's right.
Just like the messenger know. Get these to that little group. They gonna need these seeds. They gonna cherish these seeds. They gonna spread my seeds. And he said, I promise you one day, you farmers who spread them seeds, you will be the winner.
That's right.
That's what we holding on for. That one day, he didn't say what day, he said one day.
Yeah.
He even talked about getting the lost found. He said, work hard, and pretty soon, you'll get a believer like yourself. He didn't say how long. How long is pretty soon? You think because the messenger was talking about when he thought that Islam wasn't moving as fast as he thought. So he had to understand what pretty soon. We keep working, pretty soon. Master Farad Muhammad could have said, hey, pretty soon. He thought pretty soon it came and went. What was pretty soon?
Right.
But pretty soon is pretty soon.
That's right.
So pretty soon we gonna be the winner. Well, brothers and sisters, we don't want to prolong the time. So I leave you as I came in the Nation of Islam's greeting words. Peace of Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Brothers and sisters, we rise for prayer. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent and Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent and Merciful, Soul Master's Day of Judgment in which we now live. The alone do we serve, and the alone beseech for thine help and aid. O Allah, please guide us on the right track, on the right path, path of those upon whom thou throw thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard thy teachings. Say he Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness that none is to be served, worship to praise besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is that true servant and last apostle. Ameen. Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us not to do anything to anyone that we wouldn't have done it to ourselves and treat everybody right, even the devil. Assalamu alaikum.